Rally knows, every Thursday at 7 p.m. A little late tonight, a little technical difficulties. But we were back on this in our New York City studios after our last week field trip to Monticello Motor Club. We're back in the studio and have a special guest tonight. Just about a week before the third round of Rally America National Championship Series, Rally Olympus, out on the West Coast. With us on the phone is the championship leader, Travis Hanson. How are you doing, Travis?
Very good, Greg. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
It's my pleasure, my pleasure. I mean, we've been racing against each other for the last couple of years. You've been close to the championship crown in super production a couple times. Is 2011 the year of Travis Hanson?
Well, let's say so far. You know, there's still 4 more rounds in the year, and I hope we can do as well as we have in the first 2 rounds. And you know, we did really well at Snowdrift, and again followed up with a really great result at 100 Acre Wood.
I agree. The great result at Snowdrift. Let's not forget, this is like the making history result with your super production class Subaru. You took the overall win at Snowdrift. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that experience at Snowdrift this year?
Yeah, I kind of see that as a once-in-a-lifetime type of experience, especially in the super production car. It was just an amazing experience. We raced as hard as we could for the first day and found ourselves in the lead after the first day, and just had to try and maintain all day on the second day, which is actually probably one of my most difficult days of racing, just because of the mental strain of being first on the road and knowing that the only person that could take that race away from us was us. You know, that we had such a big lead that the only person that could screw it up was one of us. So yeah, it was just a wonderful, wonderful weekend. The snow really plays well into our I don't know. The snow really shows who the real drivers are. You know, it's not about a game of power. It's about, you know, who can control the car on a loose surface the best. So.
Well, what makes Snowdrift? Besides, well, it's snow, but what makes snow and at that rally so special for you that you're able to grab that win? I mean, you've been excellent on driving on the snow, you know, for the last couple of years in your Subaru. What makes that rally so special that you were able to take the win?
Yeah, you know, I think like on snow, the power really doesn't matter, and it really comes down to who can control the vehicle that's on that surface. The cool thing about Snowdrift is that the surface is constantly changing. It depends on how many cars have run over that stage before, how slippery it can be. And for me, you know, I grew up in areas of snow. As far as I can remember, I've driven on snow. I'm in Littleton, New Hampshire right now, and it is snowing April 21st. So, yeah, I think that there's a little bit of an advantage there as far as having experience with 4 wheels on the snow and ice.
Well, we'll talk about more what you're doing in New Hampshire and like your daily job in New Hampshire is. But let's move over to the second round of the championship, 100 Acre Wood Rally in Missouri. And a completely different surface, completely different rally, very fast rally. And how was it for you this year?
100 Acre Wood is another one of those races that we really do well in, just because the roads are really fast and flowing. You know, my father is my co-driver, and it's really easy for him to get into a good rhythm on those roads, and I can really trust what he's telling me. So I think that I could commit to those roads as much as possible and drive as fast as possible. So rallies like that, where there's really flowing roads, just really play well into our best suits, I should say.
So both rallies, you took the win in super production class. In addition to that, took a overall win at Snowdrift. So far, you're leading the championship in super production and overall. Coming into the third round, Olympus. I remember, I believe, 2 years ago, our trip to Olympus, where my team and you came. We came, I believe, 1 and 2 at Olympus Rally. That was good times. How about this year? Is the mind set up similar to 2 years ago?
Yeah, I would love to have a great result this year. Definitely want to be on the podium, a super production podium. With the next 3 events being really close together, we really have to conserve our car. But yeah, we want to be pushing for that podium. We want to keep pressure on everybody that's competing against us.
Absolutely, a lot of good drivers in the championship. I mean, Raman Lageman is coming back in his '08 Subaru, and he's going to be chasing. I believe you have a great setup this year, and then great chance to finally take that Super Production Championship crown. I believe the season-ending event in Maine should be one of your favorites. It's very close to your current house. Is that is that going to be your selling point to the end of the championship? Is this going to be like the dot on top of I?
Yeah, I mean the competition in this class with Lachlan O'Sullivan and Raman Lageman, really, really, really makes this the class to watch. These guys are past factory drivers, and I'm mixing it in with them as best I can, my father and I. But yeah, coming home to New England Forest Rally here it's in New Hampshire and in Maine. It's kind of a cool rotation, because Snowdrift used to be my home. That's where I grew up in Michigan, and that's the first round of this season, and then New England Forest Rally, where my new home is the final round. So yeah, it's I guess I was built for rally in some ways.
Is that your favorite rally of the championship, New England Forest?
No, I want Snowdrift for my favorite. Yeah, I love driving on that loose surface. I love how the snow equalizes every driver, takes away the power of the vehicles and the mechanical grip of the vehicles, and just shows who's the best prepared and who's the best driver.
Well, especially after this year, after you took the overall win at this rally. We're going to take a little break, and after the break, we're going to talk about what you do in New Hampshire, about Team O'Neill Rally School.
Perfect.
Welcome to Sports. My name is Greg Dorman, and this is Rally Notes.
Racing fans, don't forget that on Thursdays at 7 p.m., it's time for Rally Notes. Greg Dorman, rally racing co-driver from Klein Racing, hosts guests and takes your calls about the entire automotive industry, rally racing, and auto racing in general. Rally racing is a great sport. They have Subarus and all sorts of off-road, all-wheel drive vehicles that run through the mud and the backlogging roads. But he's not only talking rally, he'll talk all sorts of racing and automobiles as well. We'll test cars, we'll drive cars, and we'll have a lot of fun. Rally Notes, 7 p.m. on Thursday. Don't miss it.
I'm Justin Tucker, the New York Giants, and you're watching Sports.com.
If you want everything sports, you got to go to sports.com. That's spelled SPORTCE.com. We're going to take you behind the scenes in the world of sports and a lot more. It's sport, content, and entertainment. We got a lot of great stuff. Technology segments.
Now it's got the front and back facing cameras, so you can do video chats like this one via Skype on the 3G network, and you can do FaceTime, only available on the Wi-Fi. It's got a lot of other great features. You can edit on it with iMovie. You can make songs and voiceovers.
Behind the scenes.
We back, sports.com, at this secret location behind the scenes. Jim Jones.
We'll take you into the lives of athletes, follow them off the field, but it's also music.
Be right here, but it's perfect day.
And other genres as well. Check us out, sports.com, and we've got live shows 5 days a week. A lot of live shows with live guests in our New York City studios. We've got Rally Notes at 7 p.m. on Thursday nights, The Warning Track, 6 p.m. on Friday nights, Schwartz on Sports with esteemed broadcaster Peter Schwartz, 8 p.m. on Tuesday nights, and on Wednesdays, it's The Music Movement with Darryl Reed. Check us out, sports.com.
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Warning Track. I'm Matt Mankiewicz.
If you could change one thing about the game today, what would it be?
Baseball fans, don't forget to check out the Warning Track Friday nights at 6 p.m. with Brett Quintine and Matt Mankiewicz. They'll take you through the MLB season, talk everything baseball, have great guests, and field your calls. It's 6 p.m. on Friday nights. Don't miss it. The Warning Track. It's out of here.
Welcome to Sports. My name is Greg Dorman and this is Rally Notes.
Racing fans, don't forget that on Thursdays at 7 p.m., it's time for Rally Notes. Greg Dorman, rally racing co-driver from Klein Racing, hosts guests and takes your calls about the entire automotive industry, rally racing, and auto racing in general. Rally racing is a great sport. They have Subarus and all sorts of off-road, all-wheel drive vehicles that run through the mud and the backlogging roads. But he's not only talking rally, he'll talk all sorts of racing and automobiles as well. We'll test cars, we'll drive cars, and we'll have a lot of fun. Rally Notes, 7 p.m. on Thursdays. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to Rally Notes. With us on the phone is 2011 Rally America National Championship Series leader Travis Hanson. We were talking about this year's championship and the first two events, they are already behind us, and the third one that's coming up, Olympus Rally in Washington State on the West Coast. Travis, your daily setup for the rally, I mean, you are a rally instructor in a rally school, Team O'Neill Rally School in New Hampshire. How is that helping you in your rally racing every day, every rally?
Yeah, I moved to New Hampshire in, January of 2007 and started working as an instructor for Team O'Neill. And I have spent a lot of time perfecting my skills as far as a teacher and as far as becoming a better driver and being able to surround myself with rally day in and day out. Definitely has to help my skills as far as an up-and-coming rallyist.
Well, that's why maybe you're doing so great in the snow because, as you said, it's April 20th and you still got snow in New Hampshire. So you're able to drive probably 6 months in a year on the snow and practice driving on the snow. What kind of cars are you guys using at Team O'Neill Rally School?
We partnered with Ford Racing last year, and we're starting to use the Fiesta rally cars for our first few days of training. So those work out really good and build a great base for our students. And then we move on to the all-wheel drive cars, which might be an Audi or a Subaru, and then a rear-wheel drive car, which we use like a BMW. And all those cars provide different things to our students. By the end of the week, they're pretty much able to drive any type of vehicle in any type of condition. So, yeah, it's a really great training for them.
Yeah, we'll hope to make a trip out with Rally Notes to Team O'Neill facility sometime this year and take a closer look on how the class looks like and what that does to the driver, how driver improves through the class. Let's talk about your car, and it's a super production 2007 Subaru Impreza. How much different is it from the fastest cars in the championship, the open class cars?
Yeah, there's a pretty significant difference between my car and the car, say, Subaru Team USA would use. My car is a production car, so that means it's production, right? everything about it is as it was from the dealership. The engine is stock, the transmission is stock, the brakes are actually downgraded from an STI in 2007, and the suspension is upgraded, like the struts are upgraded, but pretty much everything else is stock. And then we just add in the safety gear. So it makes for a really interesting class because the cars are so similar. The closest competition drives a Subaru that's almost just like mine. So it makes for like a real driver's class.
We didn't see you this year or last year yet in Rallycross, the new to U.S. Soil Rallycross Championship. What do you think about this new idea, and what about you? What do you think about the Global Rallycross Championship Series? Do you think this is going to grow in U.S., or is this something that you look into as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we've considered. For this year, it just wasn't possible. We're making a pretty strong effort to run stage rally. But in the future, if the sport shows that it's going to take off, I would love to be a participant. I'd love to go out there and show my skills. I think I can compete with the best of them. So I would definitely take that opportunity if it arose.
Well, two-time, I believe, X Games competitor, if I'm right. And you've been great out there. You showed the speed at last year X Games by, I believe, by placing a third in practice at last year's X Games.
Yeah, we qualified third, only got beat by Travis and Tanner, so it was a really good show. But unfortunately, that hurt our motor, and then we ended up rolling. So it wasn't the best result we were hoping for. But I think that the crowd loved us, so that was good. Yeah,
it was impressive roll right in the stadium, the Coliseum in Los Angeles. I mean, that's what it is great about rally. You leading the championship at one point, you might be on the roof on the next one, but there's still a lot of rally ahead of us, and your favorites, even though your favorite event is behind us, your home event is still ahead of us. Unfortunately, I won't be rallying against you on the West Coast, but I definitely will see you at STPR, and then you better watch your back, because we're coming.
I'll leave the mirrors on in my car.
Travis Hanson, thank you for joining me tonight. All the best at the Olympus, and I hope you coming back to the East Coast with still overall championship lead in the championship.
Thank you very much for having me, Greg. I appreciate it. I hope we do as well as you do.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight. This was Rally Notes. Good night.